Hello all, in this particular tutorial we will learn how to set up wallet, TDE and RMAN backup encryption using orapki. TDE stands for Transparent Data Encryption. I would like to give you a warning, stop before you proceed. There is no way to recover encrypted data if wallet or its password is lost. Now, I have already recorded a tutorial on how to use wallet using administer key management. However, there are some differences from previous tutorial. What are those? In previous tutorial, we used administer key management. Here we are using orapki. Location of wallet in previous tutorial was defined using init parameters. Here we are using sqlnet.ora file and the parameter that we'll be setting is wallet location. Now, this is the procedure. Create wallet using orapki, set wallet location in sqlnet.ora file, create key using alter system set encryption key. So there are only 3 steps. Let me repeat. Create the wallet, set the wallet location, create the key. Let's see these steps in detail. To create your wallet, you will use orapki command, orapki wallet create dash wallet, location of your wallet, auto login and the password. If you don't want to specify the password on the screen, you can enter the command up to here and then it will prompt for the password. Now, here this becomes your location of the wallet and auto login means that Oracle will automatically open the wallet for you. You don't have to specify, you don't have to manually open the wallet. Once we have created the wallet, we need to inform Oracle, we need to tell Oracle where to look for the wallet. We will set wallet location parameter in sqlnet.ora and this is the directory that we created here. This is the where we created our wallet. So we are going to use that same location in the sqlnet.ora. Once that's done, log into your database and create the master key using alter system set encryption key and give the password. Once these steps are done, your wallet is ready and you can go ahead and start encrypting your table RMAN backups, etc. Now, I would like to give you a note about this particular tutorial. If you have already seen the video related to wallet using administer key management, then some of these sections are pretty similar and you can skip them. Since I wanted to make independent video, so everything is covered here once again. So even if you do not watch previous videos, this video covers it all. So if you have seen previous video, you can skip some of the sections. But if you have not seen previous video and you are seeing this video as a first video, then this video will cover everything. That's why I have not skipped anything. Now, once wallet is set up, what are the steps that you will be taking? So what are the things that you can do? You can create table with encrypted column. You can encrypt existing column. You can create encrypted table space. All data files will be encrypted. You can convert existing non-encrypted tablespace to encrypted tablespace. You can move a table from unencrypted tablespace to encrypted tablespace, and you can enable RMAN backup encryption. So these are some of the things that you can do using wallet. These are some of the things. There are many more. Now, let's see how to create a table with encrypted column. If you want to create a table with encrypted column, you will use the same syntax of create table. However, while creating the table, you will use this particular clause which will tell Oracle that this particular column C2 will be encrypted. So C2 column in test1 table will be encrypted when you create this particular table. If you have a table which is not encrypted and you want to encrypt a particular column, you want to convert existing table column to be encrypted, you can use alter table, the name of the table, modify clause, and whichever column you want to encrypt, you can use this particular clause. Now, here there is a small difference. You can see that I have not specified here salt or no salt, but here I have specified no salt. Now, let me explain the difference. When you don't specify this particular parameter, the salt is default. So this particular column will use salt as default. So when you don't specify anything, salt becomes default. If you don't want salt parameter, then you can use this no salt. Now you will ask me, what is salt? Salt is a random string added to data before encryption, is a way to strengthen the security of encrypted data. Let me repeat again. If you don't specify again, then the salt is default. So this particular column will use salt. This particular column will not use salt because we have specified no salt. If you want to create encrypted table space, you can use the same syntax. However, you will use this particular clause. This particular clause will tell Oracle that this particular tablespace and all the data files which belongs to this particular tablespace will be encrypted. Now, if you have an existing non-encrypted tablespace which you want to encrypt, you will use alter tablespace clause, and you will use the same syntax here, and then this particular tablespace which is non-encrypted will become encrypted. If you have a table which is present in a non-encrypted tablespace and you want to encrypt it, you will use alter table test move tablespace clause to whichever tables, and this time you will specify this will be your encrypted. You can see this is the encrypted tablespace, and this particular table will be moved to this particular tablespace and it will be encrypted. Now, if you want to take RMAN backups, there are two ways of doing this. You can actually set this particular parameter. This is the persistent setting, which means that once you set this particular parameter, any backup, all the RMAN backup that you created will use TDE by default. So they will be encrypted in nature. Now, if you don't want to use this, then you can, at the RMAN session level, you can set this particular parameter. So whenever you enable this particular parameter, only that particular backup will be encrypted, and the rest backup, if you don't set this particular parameter, the backups will not be encrypted. So if you want to take some backups which are encrypted, you can set this particular parameter. If you don't want some backups to be not encrypted, you can ignore this particular parameter. But if you set this particular parameter, then every backup that you take, either it is a level 0, level 1, incremental backup, full backup, whatever kind of backup, it will be encrypted in nature. Now let's see some of the important queries. $encryption wallet will give you the information about your wallet. $encryption keys will give you the information about your encryption keys. If you want to know if your tablespace is encrypted, you can look at the column called encrypted from DBA tablespaces. If you want to know if your backup is encrypted, you can look at the column called encrypted from $backup piece. And if you want to know if any columns are present which are encrypted, then you can use DBA encrypted columns. Now that we have seen everything, let's go ahead and connect to our database server. So here I have got a database server. Before doing anything on the database server, let's connect via SQL Developer and let's verify if I have got the wallet in my system. So let me take these queries. I think, yeah, I have already have them. So let me run this particular query, and you can see that here it is pointing to Oracle base. So this is the Oracle base location, and wallet is not available. So when you don't specify any parameter where to look for wallet, it will look for, if Oracle base is set, then it will look for this particular location. Now the wallet is not available. That is correct, because if I go and look at this particular directory, ls-l, this particular directory does not exist. No such file or directory. You can see no such file or directory, which means that we don't have wallet, and that is the reason why it is saying that the status is not available. Now the encryption keys, let's take a look at encryption keys, and that is blank, which means I don't have any encryption keys in my database. Now let's go ahead and create your wallet, and to do that, what are the 3 steps that I have mentioned? If you remember, create the wallet using orapki, set wallet location in sqlnet.ora, create the key. So these are the 3 steps that we will follow. So let's do that one by one. So before doing that, let me create this particular directory. So this is the directory where I'm going to store the wallet. Let me go to that particular directory and let me run ls-l, and you can see that there is nothing in that particular directory. So that particular directory is completely blank. Now what I'm going to do, using the orapki command, I'm going to create the wallet. Again, you don't have to specify the password here. You can just enter up to here, which will prompt for the password. Now I'm lazy. I want to do things faster, so I'm going to enter the password. So this is the location of the wallet. It is an auto login wallet with this particular password. So let's hit the enter, and that's done. And now if I do ls-l in the same location, I don't have to do the cd. I'm already in that location, but that's not a problem. And you can see we got 4 files. This is the SSO file. This is the wallet P12 file. So the wallet has been created successfully. But the Oracle still doesn't know where to look for the wallet. So it will still go into the old location. So what we are going to do to tell the Oracle where is the wallet, we will go to the Oracle home network admin, and then we will edit sqlnet.ora file, and we will add this parameter wallet location. And basically all that we are saying is this is the location where Oracle will look for the wallet. The parameter is wallet location, and this is the directory where we have created the wallet. Let me save this. That's done. Now, because we have modified the SQLnet.aura, what we need to do, we need to disconnect and reconnect. We need to establish a new session. So let's do that. Let me close this. Let me open a new session and let me run this. And this time the wallet would be in the home Oracle wallet location. That's updated. So whatever we changed in SQLnet.aura, that got updated. And here you can see the status is also, I'll keep a status open, no master key. And the reason for that is the wallet is open. Why the wallet is open? Because the wallet that we created was auto login wallet. And because of that, the wallet is open. And why there are no master keys? Because we have not yet created the master keys. And you can see there are no master keys. So let's go ahead and create the master key. And to do that, I'm going to use this particular command, alter system set encryption key identified by password. So once this is done, then the wallet status will be open and there will be encryption keys. Let's verify that. So let me run this. That's done. Verify the encryption keys. I got encryption keys. That's good. And now let's take a look at our wallet, and this should be open password. So from open no master key, we change it to open. So that's good. At this moment, your wallet is set up and you can now go ahead and perform these things. You can create table with encrypted column, encrypt existing column, create encrypted table space, convert existing non-encrypted table space to encrypted, move a table from unencrypted table space to encrypted, and perform RMAN backup encryption. So let's do this one by one. So first thing that we are going to see is encrypted columns. So let's take this query, put it in a new session. Let's verify if we have any encrypted column. Looks like we don't have any encrypted column. And now what we are going to do, we are going to create a table called test1, and in that table test1, C2 will be encrypted. Now let's run this. That's done. Verify that yes, that is a column. Yes, C2 is encrypted and it is encrypted, and salt is yes. And as I told you, the salt will be default. When we don't specify anything, salt becomes default. Now let's create a table without just normally without any encryption. So I'm going to create a table. Let's verify if that particular any new column has got added to encrypted. No, because we just created that particular table. There are no encrypted columns here. And now let's say there is a requirement to modify this particular column to encrypted. So that what I'm going to do, I'm going to say alter table test2 modify clause, and here I'm going to say no salt. So let's run this. And that's done. And now if I verify, then you should be able to see that the C2 column from the test2 table is encrypted. However, salt is no, because we specify no salt. So this was the way, either while creating the table you can encrypt, or if you have an existing table, you can encrypt a particular column. Now let's take a look at the table spaces. The next part is on the table spaces. So what we are going to do, we are going to create an encrypted table space. So let's do that one by one. So before doing that, let me verify if there are any encrypted table spaces in my system. And you can see there are no encrypted tables. Encrypted is no, which means there are no encrypted. I'm going to create this table called TS encrypted. And here I'm using this particular clause, which means that this particular table space will be encrypted. And now I have not talked about this. This is an encryption algorithm which you can use, and there are other algorithms which are supported by Oracle. So this is then one of the encryption algorithms. So I'm going to take this particular statement, execute it, which means that this particular table space will be created. However, it will be encrypted table space. Let's do that. Let's verify. And you can see we got a new table space, and yes, it is encrypted. Now, this is the way we can create encrypted table space. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a table called test in that encrypted table space. And this particular test table itself is not encrypted, but because it is in the encrypted table space, it will be encrypted in nature. So I'm going to create a table. I'm going to insert one record. I'm going to commit it, and I'm going to verify that that record got inserted. Now, why am I doing this? I'm not going to explain it now, but later you will see why I have created this particular table. So let's remember that I've created a table called test and inserted one record. So, and you can see one record has been selected. Now, the next part that I'm going to do is, let's say I have a table space called users, which is not encrypted. So let's say I have an existing table space and that particular table space is not encrypted. So you can see users is not encrypted. Now, if there is a requirement to encrypt an existing table space, how do you do that? You can use alter tablespace clause to encrypt existing table space. So let's run this particular query. Users is not encrypted. After executing this, what will happen in the background? Users is getting encrypted. So give it a minute. So tablespace users altered. That's done. Verify now. Before, users was not encrypted. Now if I run this, users is encrypted. So this is, you can either create the table space by encrypted table space, or if you want, you can convert existing non-encrypted table space to encrypted. So that's on the table space part. Now next section is about the backups, RMAN backups. So what we can do is we can take the RMAN backups, encrypted RMAN backups, and I have already explained you that. So there are two ways of doing that. You can either set this particular parameter, which means all the backups will be encrypted, or you can set this particular parameter at the session level. Now let's see one by one. So I'm not going to do everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just show you one. So before running this, let me run this particular query. And let me set, I have set this session value. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to check whether I have any backup in my system. And there are no backups, which is not good, but that's fine. This is the test system. So I'm going to go back to the putty session. Let me log into the RMAN. That's done. Let me do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the RMAN configuration parameters using show all, and look for this particular parameter, configure encryption algorithm, configure encryption for database off. So which means that the backup will not be encrypted. What I'm going to do, I'm going to change it to on. So I'm going to change it to on, which means any backup that I take will be encrypted. So I've done that. Now if I do show all, let me do host clear. Let me do show all. And you can see now I got configure encryption for database on. So whatever backup that I take now will be encrypted in nature. So let me clear the screen one more time. And I'm going to say backup database. This backup database will take two backups, one the backup piece or backup set, and the second is your control file auto backup, because I have enabled control file auto backup. Both of those will be encrypted in nature. Now remember one thing, once you enable the encryption, RMAN backups might take slightly longer time to complete, because it has to use that extra CPU to encrypt the data, because it's actually encrypting that backups. So let's wait for the backup to finish, and that looks good. Now if I go back to the system and let me run this particular query, then I should have an RMAN backups which are encrypted, and you can see the RMAN backups are encrypted. And first one is your backup set, the second one is your control file auto backup. I'm going to show it to you. So let me take this. You can see the first one is backup set, the second one is control file auto backup, and then I'm going to show you that both are encrypted. Yes. So with this we have seen how to encrypt your RMAN backups. Now the tutorial is done. We have covered all the topics, how to take RMAN backup, how to create the encrypted table spaces, etc. What if the wallet is lost? Now this is somebody deletes the wallet by mistake. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to actually delete the wallet. So what I'm going to do, before doing that, let me actually verify that yes, I'm able to select from this test table. So you can see I'm able to select from this particular test table, and this particular test table is present in TS encrypted, and I'm able to select from that particular table. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretend as if somebody deleted the wallet. So I'm going to move that particular wallet. So from that original location, so all that I'm doing is moving this particular wallet to wallet not present. So that's all I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bounce my database. I've initiated shut and startup. Give it a minute. So the database has been shut down and it will now start up because I have initiated both the commands. Give it a minute. And yes, the database has been opened. Now what we are going to do, as you have seen, the wallet is not there. because I've renamed the wallet. Let's reconnect. So I'm going to now, I was able to get the data. Now I will say select star from test, and you can see that we got the error. Let me paste this error here. So the error that I got is wallet is not open, and it's not able to get that particular data. It's not able to get the data because wallet is not there. So the test table is not actually encrypted, but because it is in the encrypted table space, that's why we are not able to get that particular data. So if I try to take RMAN backup, we will also face the same situation where it will say wallet is not open. So now to fix this particular error, if somebody actually have deleted the wallet, then I do not know what to do. But if in this case, this was a test scenario, I have my wallet. So that is the reason why you need to make sure that you preserve your wallet. You need to make sure that you back up your wallet. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move it back to its original location. That's done. And now if I select the data from the test table, I should be able to select the data, and you can see I got the data. So this was the short tutorial on, maybe long, I do not know how long it's been running, but this was the short tutorial on how to set up the wallet, TDE and RMAN backup encryption using orapki AI. And we have learned that these are the 3 steps that are required to set up your wallet. And again, I would like to request you, if you do like the video that I'm uploading, if you do like the videos content that I'm uploading to my channel, do hit the like button, do hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. See you in next tutorial. Till then, bye bye.